And this is the breaking news that at this hour that red corner notice has been issued against Nirav Modi. He's been termed as an economic offender by the Interpol. It's a big win for our agencies who've been trying hard to get him back. And this could be another big step to bring back Nirav Modi. We will have Shravan joining us on the phone line to give us more details about this big development. When Nirav Modi there's been a red corner notice against Nirav Modi. Interpol has issued this red corner notice after repeated requests from the CBI. Shravan is joining us on the phone line right now. Shravan, what is the latest that you're picking up?
Well, this is a big boost for the Indian investigating agencies as far as the Nirav Modi case is concerned. Remember, it would be binding upon the Interpol member countries to essentially respond to the red corner notice. What would it essentially mean is that the country whichever country locates Nirav Modi thereafterwards would be placed under provisional arrest, and immediately India is informed. And remember, if there is an extradition treaty with that particular country, then the extradition window available to India would be only about 30 days. And as far as sources are concerned, they're clearly indicating that they do have an idea where exactly Nirav Modi is. So it would be certainly hoping that the member country would respond as soon as possible and place him under provisional arrest. And that's going to be a huge boost for the Indian investigating agencies. Remember, the RCN also being issued in itself did take some amount of time, but the Indian investigating agencies were hopeful that it would certainly work out, given the fact that the charge sheets in the cases have already been registered. Remember, in this particular case, Interpol has basically issued the red corner notice. Clearly, as far as the economic offence is concerned, it has been mentioned that he has been charged for money laundering. That would essentially mean that the Enforcement Directorate's request for the red corner notice has been accepted by the Interpol.
Exactly, Shravan. And the last time we knew, we had information about Interpol's letter to CBI, wherein we came to know that Nirav actually changed four nations after February. That's after absconding in this case. What more details are we gathering on that?
About the fact that he had already left the United Kingdom. The last known location of Nirav Modi is Brussels, is what we are given to understand at this point in time. But remember, the location he's been changing locations very frequently. And what was even more shocking was the fact that he was changing countries, that too on an Indian passport, and that is something that has been taken up by the Ministry of External Affairs. Remember, there has been a loophole that has been exploited by Nirav Modi. As of now, remember, the last known location remains in Brussels, so we'll have to see whether at all Belgium is going to immediately respond to the red corner notice that has already been issued. And as far as we know at this point in time, that yes, there is an extradition treaty that exists with Belgium. And remember, the Belgian ambassador who was in India a couple of days ago also made this particular point that they are certainly going to cooperate with India. So India certainly hoping that now with the red corner notice that has been issued, yes, Nirav Modi certainly cannot continue with his travel.
Yeah, we have Akshita joining us from the newsroom right now. Shravan, just hold on that big breaking news. Akshita is joining us from the newsroom. Akshita, Nirav Modi has now officially been put on the Interpol website as an economic offender. Just show our viewers about that big development.
That's right, Sanika. So this is the details that have been put out so far on the Interpol website. They've put out Nirav Modi's picture and given all possible details. And clearly, if you can read into the first line that's mentioned here, they've given his full name, Nirav Deepak Modi, wanted by the judicial authorities of India. Besides that, they've also gotten into the details of his identity, personal details as well. They mentioned his name, said that he's 47 years old. His place of birth has been mentioned as Mumbai. Also, importantly, Sanika, in this particular website, in the Interpol website, they made a mention of the charges. And if you see, they made a mention saying that the charges that Nirav Modi faces here are that of money laundering. Beyond that also, they've said that if you have any information on Nirav Modi's whereabouts, they have to go ahead and contact the Interpol or even the local police in that area, post which the authorities here in India will be given the details. But this is the information that's been put out on the Interpol website, where they've clearly said that the charges that he faces are money laundering. In another page on the Interpol website also, they've clearly stated that Nirav Deepak Modi, 47 years old, hails from Mumbai, wanted by the judicial authorities of India, is an economic offender.
Yes, Akshita, and we can clearly see that Nirav Modi cannot hide any longer, as he is now on the Interpol he's on the Interpol website, and a red corner notice has been issued against him. Akshita, if you can highlight the charges against him and the charges of him being an economic offender as per the Interpol.
Well, in this particular website, if you see here, besides, of course, the personal details, I'm making a mention of the fact that this was, of course, based on the judicial authorities of India, that he is on the lookout notice, on the red corner notice. Because of this, they've mentioned money laundering as the charge in the Interpol website. Not just Sanika, have they made a mention saying that he is an economic offender, and that is, of course, in the previous page where you click on Nirav Modi and you get these details that turn up. They've clearly stated that the charge he faces at this point is of money laundering. Keep in mind, this particular notice from the Interpol, the red corner notice, has been issued based on the Enforcement Directorate's appeal. They've said very clearly right on top, Nirav Modi is wanted by the judicial authorities of India. They've mentioned he's 47 years old. At this point, interestingly now, we'll have to also see, of course, what really is the action that will be taken post.
Hold on, Akshita. We have Shravan joining us right now, and Shravan has some more details about this Interpol notice, that this red corner notice that has been issued against Nirav Modi. Shravan, what is the next step now for India?
Well, India is just hopeful at this point in time that the country where Nirav Modi is located, they would respond as soon as possible to this particular red corner notice. Remember, what makes life difficult for Mr. Nirav Modi at this point in time is the fact for any country, for any Interpol member country, it remains to be binding that they respond to this particular notice. And once that happens, Nirav Modi will be placed under provisional arrest. And as soon as they do that, they will also have to inform simultaneously to India that they have placed Nirav Modi under provisional arrest. And thereafter, India essentially is given about 30 days to respond to this entire matter. And that would actually also give them some time to start off the extradition process. Remember, there have been cases in the past that India has been informed about a person, an offender, but due to the delay in starting the extradition process, they have lost out such cases. That is something that the agencies have taken note of, and this is something that's realized that they wouldn't want to do.
We seem to have some bit of audio trouble there with you right now, but what we could gather right now and the information that you've provided is that agency sources have told you that they've prepared the extradition papers already, which means India is not wasting any time to bring back Nirav Modi. The extradition papers are ready, and as soon as they get the information, they will immediately start the extradition process. Now it's upon the member countries to respond to the Interpol. Shravan, is it true that the agencies are moving in quickly and they've prepared the extradition papers?
Absolutely. Now, remember, what is important here to note is that India is already prepared the extradition papers. And that's very, very crucial, Sanika, because we have seen cases in the past where India has essentially lost out on cases because of a delay in moving the extradition papers. This is where Nirav Modi is.
Yes, there seems to be some bit of an audio trouble right now, but we have Akshita still joining us from the newsroom. Akshita, this is the latest information that Shravan is getting us, that the agencies are moving in fast. They've prepared the extradition papers, and as per the last information that we had, Nirav Modi has already changed 4 nations, and it's upon the member countries now to respond as quickly as possible. If you can once again show that the name of Nirav Modi's name on the Interpol website to our viewers.
Yes, and essentially this will help in tracking down this fugitive as he's been called as an economic offender in this Interpol website as well. Let's just highlight for you the important points that's come to light from the website. You see his full name mentioned here. Also clearly they've said here at this point, wanted by the judicial authorities of India. They've gone on to mention his particulars, his personal details. This is also very, very important here, Sanika, because they've spoken about the charges that he faces, and they've clearly stated that it's money laundering in this Interpol website. Beyond this also, and if you actually go to the previous page, they speak about the fact that Nirav Modi is an economic offender, detailing it out, saying that he's wanted by the judicial authorities of India, and also very categorically saying that the charges he faces are that of money laundering. Furthermore, below they say that if you have any information on Nirav Modi, please contact your local or national police or get in touch with the Interpol. Now, this also is very important because as Shravan has been pointing out, we've seen Nirav Modi skipping from one nation to another. This essentially will thereby ensure that we track down Nirav Modi once and for all, because local authorities now have to go ahead and contact the Interpol, have to contact the police if they have any details about his whereabouts. With this official red corner notice now out, and interestingly also the charge very categorically being put out as that of money laundering, and they've said that he's been wanted by the judicial authorities of India. If this does come through and we see, of course, this particular details out, Sanika, if we get out exactly where he is, he will then be handed over to India. That extradition process will begin, and of course he will have to face the Indian judiciary as pointed out in the Interpol. Keep in mind, this particular red corner notice has now come after the ED had sent across that request to the Interpol, and that's why he's been listed here as an economic offender, and the charges that he's faced is that of money laundering.
Yes, thank you very much, Akshita, for showing us those details and the charges against Nirav Modi. And thank you very much, Shravan, for getting us this big breaking news where Nirav Modi cannot hide any longer as a red corner notice has been issued against him.